This episode is, as always, done on the insane difficulty with no deaths. Everything is in the description, ways to support me. I've got a Discord, Twitter, Twitch, links to directly support. There's a playlist for all of the missions. Alright, welcome to Mission Broken Hawk. This is a Vaskar incursion mission. We've got to grab the locust stash and get out of this situation. So as always, this is no deaths insane. This one, once we got past the initial confusion of the level, was done in one take. After we pushed over the bridge hold was one take. Getting to that point is a bit difficult, so I'll try to help you out here. We pushed up like far left here just to have a wall as some protection. I often tried push super far right, super far up, and every time the torque bow would kill me. So there's two torque bows here that can sort of enrage and empower each other and travel a huge distance and kill you. The most difficult part of this mission is definitely the opening. As you can see here, even hiding as far back as this, they can almost kill you. Luckily, this kind of worked out in my favour. Because he was sort of unable to shoot me, he damaged his own unit, the wretch. He then empowered the other torque bow user to come all of the way from deep, and because he's so far away, he actually managed to miss the shot, and I was tucked behind this post as well. So there's very few places for you to hide, and remember, one shot is one death, so you got to really be careful. So that's the most tricky part, is just getting through the opening, and then you sort of really have to combo stuff. So what I was using was a support that had a chance to regain skills with gear and passives, meaning I was able to double chainsaw. This was a bit lucky, but I could have chainsawed and ran away or played this a bit different, but once the chainsaw appeared, I double chainsawed as I felt that was the best move. And with the sniper here, I managed to hop back, put some distance between myself so I could lob this grenade over this wall and double kill them. Now there are no torque bows to deal with, and there's only a shotgun guy. Now bear in mind, you can't enrage them or you're going to struggle, so I decided to use both torque bow shots here to kill it, because again, when they're enraged or berserk, they can travel a long distance, and I want to guarantee the kill. That's why I lofted two shots, that way you can't miss them if you lob them. So do bear that in mind. Now using the other torque bow, I'm able to pick this up and tuck myself in cover. So we've dealt with the main threats here. The torque bows have been dealt with, the shotgun users have been dealt with, and remember, top tip, just lob the torque bow if you're going for a guaranteed kill, because it can't really miss. So you can see that I'm using all of the ammo in these torque bows, and I'm stepping back here. That allows me to lob them, dealing damage as well to the back guy. So pretty good moves, and what we're going to go ahead and do is just sort of go for another lob shot here, and I'm just trying to deal as much damage as I can. Maybe I could have saved that torque bow, but I figured, you know what, let's fire it off whilst we can, and let's retreat, because we don't want to get too up close and personal here, because you can see they can travel a long way. So I'm going to be putting Overwatch, which means I can now lob my last torque bow, and I can damage that little box, which knocks him out, and then I can go ahead and chainsaw again, which is going to give me another point, and I'm going to use that point to climb up and grab the case whilst we can. So this is all about managing your bullets and managing your cooldowns, I guess, as it always is, but with this one, I really recommend dealing with those torque bows as fast as you can, using the splash, knockbacks, those type of things. There, you'll notice I did a 1 point move. The 1 point move allowed me to reveal that Cantus. Now, because it was revealed, I actually pushed up and went for the shot, but if I was in a bad situation, I would have backed off. So because I know I'm in a good situation, I'm going to empower her. I'm going to use a precision shot, which is going to guarantee the kill, because it gives you more accuracy, 100%. And then I'm just going to overwatch this area in case anything pushes out. So when you're doing these big 3 point moves, just go 1 point at a time, because the fog of war is going to be slowly revealed. You might spot something you're not aware is there. Like I did, I spotted that Cantus, and then you've got to adapt on the fly. So pretty fun mission. Pretty intense. The double empower of the torque bow was really obnoxious to deal with, but we figured a way to deal with it. Again, I'm a big fan of just getting rid of enemies when you can, grenading them, torpedoing them. The less you have to think about is the less stuff that can happen to you. If you kill 1 or 2 enemies, that's a lot less moves that the enemy can do, which allows you to be even safer, which is obviously the main goal when trying to not die on this game. Again, if you're on a different difficulty, if you're on a lower difficulty, you can probably be a bit more aggressive on those torpedoes, overwatch them up and stuff, but I decided just to deal with them with the one-shot chainsaw, and we've raised this bridge up. Now this is a, I'm going to say, quote, easy section, but you've just got to be patient. There are so many enemies on this bridge. This took me 1 hour. That's right, it took me 1 hour in one take. So you can tell how slow I was deliberating, because there's only 10 or so minutes left of the video. So I've chopped out like 40 plus minutes of deliberation. Because, again, with this many enemies, you've got to weigh up all of the moves they can do, how much damage they can deal, the little combinations. Are they hunkered? Are they above you? Can they do more accuracy from above? Can he enrage someone? Can you be pinned? Should I go and get the crate? There's a lot going on. So I just retreated here and I decided to put 1 on each side, and I decided that I'm not going to push out into 30 enemies. I'm just going to hold the bridge area, because there's like a few walls you can hide behind, and again, torpedo users, empowering torpedo users and other people, it's a bit of a job to keep track of everything, and you're probably eventually going to slip up and die, which is not acceptable on this run. We're not allowed to die. So you can see just how long the cutscene's taking. There's a lot of enemies. So I decided to push out, plant a grenade, and power the sniper back up and retreat. And again, end the turn. This is all just about stalling. I'm trying to deal with as many enemies as possible, so when I eventually have to cross the bridge, there's not many enemies left. There's less things that can flank me, shoot me from above. So this is a game of patience. Again, some of you might find this interesting. Some of you might think, oh, this game looks boring. But let me tell you, it is interesting. It is fun. Maybe I'm just that Sekiro sadistic type of player that likes doing a challenge and I feel rewarded for it. But I feel like playing this on an easy difficulty, walking up this bridge and blasting everybody, would be no fun. So I've set up a couple of grenades here on these turns, and I've just ended the turn. So now I've got 2 grenades down. That means if any huge push happens, they might get staggered. Just gives me a bit of comfort, doesn't it, really? So that's why I went for that. So there's multiple wretches coming in here. That looks like there's some hammerburst drones. There's a countess pushing up. You can see a crate there that we've got to try collect. We've got some snipers as well that we obviously don't want to get pinned by. Reason being, there's only 2 of you. So, really try to avoid that. I pushed out with the grenade because, 1, I can kill them, great move, and 2, that stops them tripping both of my mines. Ideally, you know, they didn't trip those mines, but they did. But on the flip side, at least their proximity mines did their job, stalling. Things are now coming in pretty hot. They're getting aggressive. We're still now seeing, we've probably, so what I'm thinking and what you should be thinking when you're playing is, how many turns is it until danger's about to happen? I know I'm probably about 1 or 2 turns away from the sniper appearing, meaning I don't have time to also get pinned by a sniper, so this is why I'm doing moves like this. I'm empowering so I can grenade him. You notice my grenade just didn't do enough damage to kill him, so I empowered him for that extra damage. And the reason I'm doing all of this is I'm trying to thin out the enemies, because the last thing you want is a sniper to pin you, and then also have 6, 7, 8 enemies in multiple locations that are going to screw you over. So I'm trying to thin out the enemies as best I can, overwatching, you know, protecting this bridge with the grenades. And this is where they're getting quite aggressive, and there's a countess. Now the snipers are beginning to push up, so I'm like, right, what do we do? So obviously this is cut down. After some deliberation, I knocked him, and I went for a precision boosted shot for the big crit. So I've now got a little bit of extra damage from my gear, and I'm going to Overwatch again. And that's hopefully the Cantus covered. Hopefully it can't pop up and sort of destroy me, because we're going to have the snipers closing in pretty soon. So remember, you can also use precision shot. I think I might have actually used first blood there, which is if the enemy's full HP, they're going to take bonus damage, and then I crit it. And as you can see there, the Cantus, even with all of this clearance, all of this cover, pushed up and took a shot. And I always say in these missions on Insane No Deaths, you get away with one thing. You don't typically get away with two. So that's my one thing I've got away with. The Cantus has shot and missed me. So it's now time to fire off a 90% chance shot and crit. And I'm thinking, I can't hold this area anymore. There's too much heat. I'm not exactly sure what to do, so I'm going to empower and reload and Overwatch and drop back. And the reason I'm dropping back on this right-hand side is there's a grenade. And the left-hand side is now covered by the sniper, so I'm going to reload. I'm going to use this opportunity to get a reload in whilst I can. So it's little things like that. What are you going to do? Are you going to let the left side be free and Overwatch the right? Well, I decided to empower, Overwatch the left, and let the grenade take care of the right-hand side. Again, on the lower difficulties, this stuff doesn't really matter. When you're playing on Insane, it's pretty damn punishing. You can see there I'm in cover, so I get a partial hit. And he's pretty far away because he was interrupted. So, you know, take the 100% chance shot here and deal with him. Again, if he wasn't interrupted by that grenade that we foreplanned, you know, we did a bit of, you know, a bit of forward thinking. He wouldn't have been interrupted. He might have got even closer, got a better angle and killed us. So it does go to show that all of the little moves we're doing here do matter. Again, I'm not saying these are the correct moves. There's probably some cheese where you can clear this whole mission with a certain build. But this is just your average run with an average player thinking through his moves, trying to go for some tough achievement. And I thought I'd put it on YouTube and showcase it. Maybe somebody enjoys it. I don't know. But it's up there. Once it's up there and it's done, it's on the web, isn't it? It's documented. Maybe it helps somebody out. If it does, consider subscribing, liking, all that good stuff. Okay, so we're now just going to sit back from distance, firing off shots as best we can. Because, well, that's all we've got. I'm not going to Overwatch from this distance. And that's all I've got with a sniper. I don't have a grenade. I can't push up. I fired off some shots. A couple of them missed, unfortunately. Because a couple of them missed, you know, I'm just going to drop back. If I could have Overwatched with the sniper, maybe I'd have stayed up there. But because he missed a couple and had no bullets, I dropped back. Okay, so this is probably where the snipers are arriving. These are the hammer bursters. Maybe we've dealt with the snipers, actually, and I wasn't paying full attention. But I think that's why I sniped them early on. My bad on that one. Honestly, when you've done like 50 of these videos in a row, all the little moves are a bit hard to concentrate on. So, I'm now in the danger zone that I need to kill these guys because then they're going to start spreading out. They've got control of the bridge, so I need to try retake that bridge. So I've used lock and load. That gives me extra damage, and obviously it gives us a free reload. So using the extra damage, I'm able to do pretty well here.
Need a reload soon.
And push back up.
Moving to position.
You can see there's an enemy or two behind us. And again, I'm going to revert back to where we began. So you can see it's a long mission, and we're sort of reverting all the way back to where we are. We've made no progress, but what we have done is we have thinned out the enemies. And do note, there's no drop ships on this. All the enemies you see are all you get. So there's only 4 remaining now. Now it's crunch time. Now it's time to settle on in. Top 4 situation, as we say. I've just tucked myself to the right to get a better angle. I'm going to empower, and this is where I use the first blood shot. So notice the precision shot, even if I crit, wouldn't have killed him. So what I did was I got myself a better angle, I empowered, and then used first blood. The empower meant that if I hit the first blood shot, does more damage with the empower, and it killed him. So a little bit of thinking, combining your abilities helps a lot. And I'm now going to double Overwatch this guy. Theron Guard's still hiding in his tower. And he's going to get crossed out there and downed.
We're up.
So that means there's 2 enemies remaining now. I'm going to push up here and execute, because that's going to deal with him. He's not going to revive. And it gives me an extra action point, which means I can tuck in cover. I can also empower her as well, and get her way in cover. What I didn't want to happen was the block right in front of me. I didn't want the torpedo to launch one from above and lob it onto that block, so I empowered her to put her behind this taller block. That might have been unnecessary, but when you've been on it an hour, you don't want the torpedo to suddenly lob onto some low cover, so I played it extra safe there. That's why I did the empower. So I've sent the support back to get the crate, because I'm like, okay, I better go get that crate, otherwise I'm not going to be retreating all the way back there, am I? So now I'm just spending a couple of turns to get them back level, and I've pushed the sniper slightly ahead, and I've gone ahead and empowered him again. And if you're wondering how I'm empowering so much, remember we have like a good percentage chance to get a skill back, and sometimes it's giving us empower back, so do pay attention to that. Check your gear, it helps. So now I'm going to go wide right. Again, I'm going to precision shot onto this enemy, and luckily we hit a crit. So now we're in a 1v1 situation, and this took honestly about 30 minutes. This might seem ridiculous, but when you've been on this mission for this long, you don't want to throw it. So I took behind this wall, because what's so dangerous about the torpedo is it can lob you and one-shot you from anywhere. And he was in a tower that I couldn't push up and snipe on him, and I didn't know how to attack him. He's in this stronghold. So what I basically did was I waited and waited and waited.
Here's the objective.
Moving up as we can. Just reloading as we can, moving up casually, waiting, ending my turn again, until we effectively had... I hadn't shot for a while, so I got some extra action points. And my empower was back up. Then, with a 5-point maneuver, I was able to make it all the way over here, which puts me in a situation where he's going to have to climb down his tower, and now he's taking his own piece of cover. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're like, okay, so I throw the grenade over the roof for safety. I don't want to push up unnecessarily. And now I'm like, can I kill this guy with 2 points? And I think I can, so I'm like, I've had enough for you, I'm going for it. I aim my sniper, I see a 62% chance shot. I wasn't sure on the odds. But luckily we hit it in crit. If you really wanted to play it more safe, you could have backed off again. But I felt like 62% chance. I had the spare empower as well to get him out of there in case it missed. We did it. We cleared the entire area deathless. We got through it. Hopefully that helped you out. We'll see you in the next one. Leave a like and a comment. Hopefully these are fun, quick, interesting little videos. I've been enjoying tactics. I hope you've been enjoying the playthrough. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.